Hello, you can't see my face, but that's okay because my face is not important today. It is this little buddy. This is my final project I did for a class. And I had some people asking me about it through DeviantArt. So I figured I should answer the question with this video because my word not the best. So this is the project. The little booklet. See the bind right here? And pretty much the idea of this project was we would take a face of somebody. It had to be a black and white photo. It had to be a portrait. And we would put it out in different sort of mediums and methods. My teacher had set what we had to do, and she had others that were just straightforward, like you didn't have to. So this is the front cover. These were optionals. And it goes along with the inside cover parts where it was this normal face, and then in the other side it was the opposite. And this technique I actually used to do it was a very consistent with a lot of the stuff I did, where I did a thing called transfer, where you take an image, you use a certain, it's called matte gel medium, and you would layer it pretty much with images, and you would come out with this. And I could show you, it goes with the inside cover, like this. If you need to pause any of this, I totally am fine with it. And there's the back cover. And you're wondering, who is this? This person actually is Ruki, and he is from a band called the GazettE. I apologize if I pronounce names wrong. I will probably be doing that. And what you hear in the background is actually their album, Dim. If you can't hear it, then that's fine. I'm not going to get angry at you. And it says repeated countless error, because the image actually originally came from a tour that they did called Repeated Countless Error. So I felt that would make sense in kind of sticking to a Gazette theme, which is why one of the people on DeviantArt said, hey, this kind of is a very GazetE art style, and I'm very happy that I got that out there. So I'm going to show you the first image again here. And as you notice that these are opposites, and these were some of the acquired. So we pretty much had to take an X-Acto knife and cut these pieces of paper and make it look like the person. And it was a very, very, very annoying process, but I can tell you it came out really awesome. I love this little thing going on here. So I'm going to my next one. Sketch pencils on Bristol. That's pretty much it. And this is the image. This was a required. So this is a pointillism. We had to do a pointillism picture or a ink drawing. I did pointillism, and it was a nightmare. This one was actually pretty much a nightmare too, alongside the cutting out, because I had to make these dots upon dots upon dots, and I went really, really into detail with mine. A lot of people were like, whoa, with it, but when I presented this class, so I'm really satisfied with it. It's probably one of the best portraits I say I can ever have done. And this one I actually did was an ink drawing with transfer. We had to do one transfer, but I did many. And if you haven't really realized the lyrics on here, it's actually partially of the lyrics from Disorder. I had the Disorder album, I scanned it up, I wanted to use Disorder lyrics. Because it was very significant to him and his writing. And that's the only album I had at the time. It's really interesting because it feels like what's over here, even though that was a mistake, it feels like it's ripping apart. Which I like about it. And what I did here with his face himself is actually in ink, which is why these two are together. This, the transfer thing again, and how I did the red, pencil, colored pencil, shaded everything colored pencil. Anything that was really, really dark, I got really into it, and then I loosely shaded. Yes, I'm really proud of this. And then I'm wondering, with the Japanese text transfer, that was actually from an old Japanese text. My teacher realized that my person was Japanese, and she said, I have old Japanese text sheets from books. And I'm like, I was happy, I was ecstatic about it, so I'm just like, I used it a lot, so. As you notice, I also used it on the cover. And this one's another transfer, my very, very first transfer, and one of the paintings we also had required to do. And as you can tell, it was painted, and all the paint I used was just acrylic. And if you notice the sheet music, I wanted to add sheet music because music, GazettE does music, he's a musician. And even sheet music is from, somebody did sheet music for People Era, and I really wanted to use that. That was just something I wanted to do. And I realized there's kind of things going around saying, oh, Kai did it, Gazette's drummer, or Neita did it, and it's Gazette's bassist, and he did it, and it just, I didn't care. I was just like, this is really beautiful instrumental, I have to use it. And it's GazettE. I don't know who did it, but it's gotta be in this project. So I did it. My very next one is a painting on black paper. Again, acrylic. I did some little minor edits with a black acrylic, but it's mostly I painted with white. And it's really, really cool. I really like how I do it like this. This is certainly one of my other favorites. Next to the one with red, I was just way up for it. This one is one of my biggest favorites because this also reminds me of some of their old music videos. And I love those, even though how cheap and crappy they were. And this one. This is actually one of my teacher's favorites. She said it was one of her favorites because it seems like he was whispering. And in some of the songs, yeah, he does kind of like a whisper voice, and it's like, oh god. People can fangirl over this. And I'm not going to talk more about that because I don't want to deal with fangirling. Probably I'm going to start fangirling myself. But this is pretty much one of them. You probably can't see it very well because it's dark. But I have an image of it on DeviantArt. You could definitely see it better. This one is my nether painting. And it's kind of like the painting I did on the back. Except what I did is I actually transferred on an old Japanese print. And I painted over it. And the idea was to make it look more like smoke or like ghostly. Either or. If you got one of those, it's good with me. And I think it really fits with them, so. It was very good that style, so. I felt like it fitted. I really wanted it there. And of course you see this again. Cut out X-Acto knife, paper, annoying. And now the back, in front, major transfers. This was also by way of transfer. I actually painted on, I originally made like a stencil, but since the paper was so weak, it made blotches, so I actually made like almost like a a little bar. And I like it. So that pretty much is the project. And oh, a little trick I can do with this project. I don't have to keep it as a book. Because when we display it in school for the art gallery, it can come out like this, like an accordion. I feel like playing it as an accordion. But I'm not going to ruin my project that much. I want it perfect condition enough so I can have it displayed. Which I'm really excited because my teacher really, really wanted me to have it displayed. And she liked it. So I'm proud. I got a really, really high grade on it, so. So that sums up my project. If you have any more questions, like if you want to know how to do transfer and stuff, I can try to teach. Or any sort of painting and anything that you really, really liked, definitely hit me up, and I definitely would love to tell you. So, repeat countless error. Awesome tour, and a really, really hell of a fun project. And I hope I see you again soon. So bye bye. Feel free to subscribe, anything, blah 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 blah. You know the drill.